Mic check. Mic check 1 2. I think we're good. What's up, beautiful people? BTC Backpacker here again with another video. Man, it's so good talking with you guys. And I want to say something real quick. I just want to thank all you guys for the feedback I've been getting in the comments, the support, the liking, the subscribing. It doesn't go unnoticed. And I'm serious, guys. I really mean this when I say that you guys drive the channel. You guys bring so much motivation to me. Obviously, my wife, BTC Fanny Packer, wonderful woman, a trend setter in her own ways, and my kids. But it's a community thing, guys. It's growth together. It's growing together. It's getting messages out, getting value out. Hopefully, I'm bringing you value, and we need to carry on that value for value model here in 2026. And sometimes it's easy for us to go through our lives and think like stack sats and, you know, stay humble and do all this stuff, right? All these these trigger words. but are we really doing it, right? So 2026 is whatever you want to make it. It's still early. A lot of people have already screwed up on a lot of their promises of what they're going to plan on doing. Their their goals, and that's okay. It's okay. It happens. But anytime you trip, stumble, and fall, you got to get back up. And I know that's so cliche, right? When you get hit in the mouth, you go down, you got to get back up. But it's true. Because what's the alternative? You stay down, right? Accept failure, accept defeat. You try something you've never done before, you fail at it. You don't lose. You're not losing anything. You're gaining because you're learning what you need to do now to correct that problem, that issue, and you learn from it. So you're growing yourself. You're growing your mind, your confidence. You're building all that up. Same thing with Bitcoin. You come into Bitcoin and you don't know what to do. You may have read some of the pros and cons, and you may have read what this person does. Maybe I read a couple articles, watched some YouTube videos, whatever. But sometimes until you're in the thick of it and you've done things and you failed, you got to learn from those failures, from those defeats. And I don't even like the word fail, because you're not failing if you keep that positive mindset to keep on pushing forward, to learn from the mistakes or the errors that were made. And then you can share those with other people, right? That's community. That's spread. It's like a mesh network, right? It's like nodes, right? Or however you want to, whatever you want to call it. So if you can give that piece of information to another individual and help them grow and learn, or hope they won't make that mistake, then that's valuable. I see a lot of the times as Bitcoiners, we tend to not share as much as we should be sharing. We should be sharing our knowledge and our experiences with people. And you have value. You have so much value. You should be making content, getting on Nostr, getting involved, spreading the word. People have tons of questions on there, and I see people getting questions answered all the time. I'm in there answering questions. I'm in there asking questions. So I think that's really important. Something as well as I think sometimes slowing your mind down is also just as equally important. Now, I like to talk about, and I haven't talked about it much on this channel, but I do implement it within my life, and I do post a lot of stuff on this on Nostr. I like to talk a lot about implementing the art of Zen and having a Zen mindset within Bitcoin, stacking sats, staying humble, and living a Bitcoin lifestyle and having a Bitcoin mindset. The Zen of really being present and coherent and aware of everything going on around you. Now, I know that's so broad, but I'm going to give you an example. I'm going to give you an example that's not necessarily Bitcoin related, but related in a way to where we need to transform and change our minds to be in the moment, present. And don't always think because you're getting more done, doing more things, you're getting more done, right? there's a misconception that if I got 100 things done today, I got a lot done. And that's not always necessarily true, because you need to question and ask yourself, so the stuff you got done could have been done in a different way, where it was, I could have did 1, 2, and 3 last, and then the last 3 things first, because that's, you need to work on efficiency, right? So it's not always about getting like a 50 things done a day, 20 things done a day. It's not always about that. It's about efficiency and productivity of maximizing your time and utilizing your time to the best that you can. Okay, so that's something that's really important. That goes from your personal life to your work. You name it. It can be used in a lot of different aspects within your life. Another thing to piggyback off of that is being in the moment. You know, we go and do things like, let's say I'm doing dishes or doing laundry or cleaning the house, washing your sheets, cleaning your car out, you know, things that some people may call tedious and some people may love doing. But when you're doing these things, I think it's important that you sometimes take a step back and get into the moment of what you're doing, and be one with your laundry, be one with your dishes, be one with cleaning your room. I think it's really important that you are very aware of what you're doing. And when you're doing something, don't just allow your mind to wander off into nowhere, although that can be good as well. But take the time to really zen out and meditate within that moment and be present. I know some people would say that sounds kind of weird, but a lot of people don't do that. We have external distractions on all the time, and that's okay too. You can listen to a podcast or whatever. So I think finding the zen within your Bitcoin journey in your life is super important. We have so much distraction going on with social media and the news that we don't have the brain capacity or power to process everything. We're consuming at a rate higher than any generation ever has. And as time progresses forward in the next 5, 10, 15 years, that's only going to escalate and continue at a rate that we're not going to have the capacity to fully digest all this. We digest it and we turn and burn, right? We digest it, go to the next one, digest it, go to the next one. So we're slowly losing the ability to really critically think about certain situations and what's going on, and how to we're not really processing as much as we should be within a particular event. And we're coming and doing, we're having a lot of knee-jerk reactions and feeling a certain way about something without really giving it the opportunity to think about how it affects everybody. I'm speaking in general terms here. I think anybody watching this can easily relate this to politics, but I'm speaking in general here. It's really important for us to really just digest what we're seeing, reading, digest it, process it, articulate thoughts and opinions on it, and do some critical thinking. I think that's pretty important as well. One thing that I've recently started implementing, I would say August of last year, and kind of we're pretty much 90% now in my household, is that we've really gotten rid of all of our streaming services and external subscription things and all that bloat expense. It wasn't really hard to do, but it's so nice now that we're feeling like that we're just not tied down to anything. Me personally, I've gotten to owning my media, and not necessarily buying physical media, but being able to digitize and download my media. onto hard drives and things like that. I've also implemented utilizing the streaming services for music, like the free versions, to kind of explore content and then be able to download that content and to save it. And I've implemented this fantastic MP3 player back into my life. I bought this back in high school. And this individual who created this is on probably, if not the top three of one of the best innovators for me personally. His mindset, he definitely wasn't liked by a lot, but if you look back into things that he's created, he really did make an impact on the world. Some might say for good and or bad. I feel like it's subjective, but this right here, you recognize this gem? The iPod. Zenning out, listening to the iPod, doing laundry, listening to the iPod before you go to bed. There's no external factors. You can put podcasts on here. You can download podcasts, previous podcasts, or things that may give you motivation, like motivational videos, teachings and talks from, people like Nightingale and stuff like that. So just another thing that you might want to consider implementing back into your life, just to kind of declutter and get rid of all the external factors of advertisements. Really just kind of like that. These companies are trying to plant the seed in your head, and they're succeeding with all this advertisement and marketing. You don't even realize it at times, and the ones who suffer from this the most are going to be our youth, our kids. By all this stuff that they see, they don't even need to watch shows anymore. It's just the advertisements being pushed out to them. So these big conglomerates are basically, flooding people who are not strong-minded, flooding their head with a bunch of consumerism, and some of these ads are pretty inappropriate for young kids, and I don't know how they're allowed to show certain things, but it's just everywhere. Billboards are dead. Digital advertising is here. It's going to get worse, and newspapers are dead. Digital advertising on websites, right? I mean, we've seen this transform over the years of the internet, Web 1.0 to Web 2.0, and now going into Web 3.0 with eventually cryptography, essentially, including Bitcoin, is going to be replacing Web 2.0, and it's currently doing it as we speak. So I think the message that I'm really just trying to get across is find your Zen in Bitcoin, find your Zen in your life. Don't be easily consumed by media, by the trends, by what's going on. Sometimes take a step back and clear your mind, declutter your life, really simplify your life, find value in the small things, and just don't allow external factors to really to control or dictate your life, because when that happens, you become disingenuous within yourself and to the loved ones around you. And so that's just something I wanted to get off my chest. Something I've just been thinking about more and more lately. I think it's important to stay in the know. I think it's important to stay on topic and know what's going on in the world, because you don't want to keep your head in the sand and not be aware of like what's really happening in the world and be oblivious to stuff. As you guys will know, I'm not an individual to stray away or be afraid of speaking my mind. For the most part, I'm like really calm, especially on my YouTube videos. If you knew me in person, beyond these videos, I definitely take it up several more notches. But you guys know I just have to be good on here, and I really don't want to just cater to one crowd. I want to be an individual for you guys and for myself to spread positivity and good vibes to everybody. I'm not this crazy person yelling and cursing and calling you a moron or anything like that. Like, that's not who I am as a person, although it could easily seem that way watching some of my videos, but that's not me. It is part of me, but that's not me in entirety. You know, I love to get into the psychology of things and really deep dive in personal growth and health. I'm really big into health and meditation. So is Fanny. She's even more so than me, really big into health and meditation and yoga. And so those are all just things to turn you in and to build you up as an individual to be the best version of you. And when you're the best version of you, you can be the best version for other people in your life that you love and care about, or other people they look up to you. And that is extremely valuable. And so until next time, I really, really appreciate you guys hanging around, commenting, liking, subscribing. Somewhere up here is a QR code. Always accepted any support from you guys. Comments down below if you have any questions or anything, let me know. Subscribe, hit the bell icon for notifications. And until next time, BTC Backpacker here, and I'll see you guys in the next video.